Hi class, here's my audience. Okay, Mahatma Gandhi once said that the world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. We see this every day in the United States, for instance, with childhood obesity and adulthood obesity, food production in the meat and dairy industry, and consumerism in the United States with clothing items. So in the United States, childhood obesity and adulthood obesity are at an all-time high. In 2012, 6 to 11-year-old children, out of those children, 18% were considered obese. In 2015, 1/3 of all adults in the United States were considered obese. 34.9% or 78.6 million adults in the United States were considered obese. And this rate was higher among middle-aged adults. One of the highest sources of pollution in the U.S. comes from food production or the meat and dairy industry. 51% of greenhouse gases comes from animal agriculture. And one cow can drink up to 50 gallons of water every day. And considering water costs more than the cost of gasoline, that's a crazy amount. 56 million acres of land are used to grow feed for animals, while only 4 million acres are used to grow plants for humans' consumption. And in our clothing production, this is a very out of sight, out of mind kind of thing for American consumers. Cheap clothing may be great on our end, but not for those working in the garment industry overseas. For instance, in Cambodia, women barely make $3 a day, and that's not anything because they have to use part of that money for their food and sending money to their families and a lot of different things. So 70% of the clothes that are produced overseas are destined for very popular brands in the US like Gap and Walmart or Forever 21. And the workers normally work 16-hour days with few or no breaks, little isolation, and a lot of isolation and very little stimulation. That's not to say we need to change our lives drastically, but for instance, with childhood obesity, we need to teach our kids and adults that exercise is a good thing. For food, the meat and dairy industry, a lot of us eat bacon for breakfast, chicken for lunch, and then steak or any other meats for dinner. So it's just to say maybe in the breakfast, don't eat meat, eat more fruits, eat more vegetables, drink soy or almond milk instead of regular milk. And then for clothing, don't buy cheap products, but buy sturdier clothes that can last you longer so you're not buying as much clothes. And again, Mahatma Gandhi's quote was, "The world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed." So it's just taking a step back from our consumer ideals and realizing what we're doing to our environment. Thank you.